about Lance?
I got it. I'm just
Okay.
mixing it up.
I have an Ada Jenkins update. This is like their year in review. They have assisted 1,390 people obtain groceries through the Loaves and Fishes food pantry, 774 clients connected with AJC services through 9,974 visits, 273 families received COVID-related emergency financial assistance totaling more than $720,000. 57 students experience after-school support, either virtual or in person, through our LearnWorks program for the entire school year. 38 students took part in our Pandemic Pod daytime program, which allowed their parents to remain employed during COVID. 489 volunteers contributed 5,419 hours of time. And that's all I have, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Munger?
Thank you, Mayor. My update's going to be relatively quick as well. Huntersville Ordinance Advisory Board meeting will be held this Thursday, August 5th, 2021. It will be virtual. And then the Central Atlanta Regional Council Board of Delegates meeting is next Wednesday, August 11th, 2021. They are actually doing some in person, some virtual. I will be attending virtual. Just a kind of a general note, Angels and Sparrows, one of my favorite charities, is doing some remodeling. So they're going to be closed for the next 2 weeks, but I do look forward to what they will look like once they have reopened. And with that in mind, as always, if you have opportunity to give, please consider supporting our nonprofits such as Angels and Sparrows, Caterpillar Ministries, Bags of Hope, and Ada Jenkins. And that's it.
Okay, all right. Any staff questions at this time?
I do have some staff question for Chief Hoyle. Chief, I was just hoping you might be able to give us an update on the status of the possibility of integrating social workers into the Huntersville Police Department.
Okay. We're in a very preliminary stages of it right now. You know, we want to make sure that it's not only value added to the community, but that we have a transfer of responsibility so that, you know, we're getting more bang for our buck. But we have met with several agencies that are doing this on a regular basis, and we're, quite frankly, I was not optimistic at first, and after seeing some of these programs, I'm getting much more optimistic about our ability to improve the way we do. To give you an example, you know, when we go to a domestic violence call, we have a great referral system. We can refer them to all different places and at all. You know, if you've got a problem, we can find somebody to help you. But what we don't know is whether they participated in that or whether they're getting the help they need. And, you know, it results in a lot of repeat calls to the same address over and over. So one of the hallmarks of this program is there's a follow-up by certified clinicians that are licensed to provide, you know, mental health, social work as a follow-up to a call. And we're looking at, for example, excuse me, we talked to Chapel Hill. I was at a conference this week. I talked to the chief in Chapel Hill. They've got 5 or 6 full-time social workers at their department, about the same size as ours, and they're fundamentally integrated into their calls for service model. We're looking at several other places too. So, you know, I'm hoping I'll be able to bring back and at least paint a picture of the cost-benefit analysis to you, whether we, you know, it's not a cheap thing. These clinicians make, you know, they're paid well, and we'll just have to hopefully bring back you enough to make a decision on it. So I'm optimistic about it. I will tell you, you know, when I first started hearing about sending social workers out to calls, I was thinking, how do you do that? You know, some of the calls we go on. But there is a niche that we're missing, and there's a service we're not providing that may be very beneficial to the community and will help with some of our repeat calls issues. I'll give you another example, death notifications. You know, just our community project, I don't know whether you got a chance to read the CALEA report, but our accreditation report just went on and on about our community-funded project where the auto association is helping us help people. That is a great example of how this group of people could get to work finding those resources as well. So something worth looking at, and we'll bring you back something objective and constructive and see if it makes sense for us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. Commissioner Boone, you have a question?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Yes, I have a question for the town attorney, and I think the board is pretty frustrated with asking Colonial Pipeline to come up here and answer some questions. Is there anything we can do legally to ask, besides asking them to come and before this board?
You can ask them and strongly encourage them, but you cannot legally require them to attend a board meeting.
Well, I talk to a lot of people in the community, and they're getting very frustrated of what's going on, and the answers aren't getting either communicated or to the right sources to answer these folks' questions. And I'm going to ask the town manager to please invite these people back until they come up and show, because I'm getting tired of it. Thank you.
And I have asked numerous times. All right, any other staff questions? All right, we got the Serwinskis. Come on up. Good evening.
Good
Please state your
evening.
name and address.
I'm
You have
Laura Serwinski.
6 minutes.
I'm Laura Serwinski. I live at 13215 Serenity Street in the Vermilion subdivision. This is my son, Merrick, and we wanted to share some great news with you because we all need it. Merrick has partnered with Levine Children's Hospital, where he was a patient just under 8 years ago when he came into this world about 10 weeks early. And he spent quite a bit of time at Levine's, and he's been asking me consistently on how he could give back and how he can help make kids happy. And he does it in our neighborhood by putting out lots of inflatable decorations in the holidays. He has a mini reputation for that among people who walk by our home. And I was thinking that that would be a great fit for him to help spread joy to the children that he wants to. So we reached out to Levine Children's and came up with, what's the name?
Inflated Joy.
Inflated Joy. And that's why you saw all the wonderful inflatable decorations here when you entered this evening. And what we're doing is we are collecting small, new inflatable decorations, lights, and some other items on the hospital's wish list. We're collecting them for the kids to have to brighten up their hospital rooms during the holiday season. And this has been well received so far. We really just launched about a week ago, but we're really excited to bring it to our town and neighbors to give people an opportunity to contribute. There are a lot of things on the list, all different price points if people want to give, and we have a registry set up at myregistry.com. You can go there and then search for Inflated Joy and see all sorts of things from $10 and up that you can purchase right off our registry and send to us for us to deliver to Levine's. And we would love to come back here in December and share the good news about all the lives that have been affected in a positive way to bring joy to these children who are missing out on one of the really big, I think, holiday traditions that families have nowadays, to drive around and see these holiday inflatables and get excited and really just bring that spirit up for the holiday season. Do you want to add anything? Anything? Okay. I'll speak for him and say that anything that the board or anybody in this room, if anyone has recommendations for us on how to get the word out more or would like to contribute or have questions, please reach out to us. We are going to stay until the meeting concludes in case anyone wants to come take a flyer. There's a QR code on there to find out more. And you can chat with us. I think he'll be a little more open to speaking one-on-one possibly at our booth. Okay.
So we got some stuff over there we got one inflatable that's at the door, then we got others near over there. So we got all of them.
Okay, and we also produced a video. It's only about a minute and a half long. We'll have that playing on our laptop as well.
Okay. Well, thank you. And
Thank you.
Merrick, thank you for what you're doing. I'm sure you're going to make a lot of kids very happy. And I know your parents are proud of you.
Thank you.
Okay. That's all who signed up. Agenda changes?
Yes. Sorry, I had to pause the thing. I would like to move item 10I, adopt resolution to acquire property for the construction of a new fire station, to 9B.
Second.
You don't need to. Any other agenda changes? Can I have a motion, please?
Motion to adopt the agenda as amended?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? All right, the motion passes. All right. Any planning board members here? Probably the only ones here today.
Scott Hanson, Derek Party, Frank Gammon.
Okay, thank you all for what you're doing. So we'll go to item 8B, which is conduct a public hearing. My understanding is they want to continue, but 8A. 8A.
You mean
Did I
8A?
say AB?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. 8A, sorry.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to continue petition R21-09 Caldwell Crossing mixed use, to continue that until August the 16th.
Second.
Okay. Any discussion? All those in favor? Continuing? Thank you. All right, now we'll go to 8B. Open up and conduct a public hearing on petition TA 21-06, detached garages in farmhouse clusters, a request by Jason Richardson to amend Article 3.2.1 E6 and Article 3.22 E6 of the Huntersville zoning ordinance to allow detached garages in the side yard of home lots in farmhouse clusters. Ms. Speed, we haven't seen you in so long.
I know, it's been a while.
Good to see you.
Good to see you all. All right. I'd like to, excuse me, I'd like to enter the staff report into the record with a correction. The language that's on your screens is the language that was recommended by the Ordinance Advisory Board and that the applicant agreed to move forward. This language is more specific as to the location, the proposed location that detached garages would be allowed in home lots, and I'll explain more about that. This has already been discussed. So today, detached garages for single-family home lots can only be located in the rear yard of a lot, and they're subject to the same regulation as any other accessory structure, where they shall not exceed the first floor heated area of the principal structure. This text amendment is being proposed specific only to home lots within farmhouse clusters. So today, a detached garage could go behind the rear plane of a home, and what is being proposed is that it's for home lots in farmhouse clusters, a detached garage would be able to go in the side or rear yard of the home lot. So farmhouse clusters today, this is an example of one that was recently approved earlier this year, are required to have meet open space requirements, which are 50% of the original lot area. Because they're in the rural and transitional residential zoning districts, they are also subject to tree save requirements. And farmhouse clusters must have a generally rural appearance from the public street. So this farmhouse cluster, in addition to some existing vegetation included, is going to be planting a buffer along Asbury Chapel Road. Staff is recommending approval of this text amendment for several reasons. One is that farmhouse clusters would still be required to maintain the generally rural appearance from public streets. Farmhouse clusters have environmental protections and vegetation requirements where half of the original lot area has to be open space. There are tree preservation requirements. In addition to that, the recently adopted 2040 plan encourages the preservation of rural character of lower intensity areas such as the rural and transitional residential zoning districts. And this would be in the spirit of that. And it also includes that within the lower intensity area, that conservation design and farmhouse clusters are encouraged. So this would not discourage the development of a farmhouse cluster. It would give greater flexibility to those home lots. And one of the considerations with the allowance for detached garages in the side yard is that you still would not see them in a farmhouse cluster because of the vegetative buffer from the public street. This map just shows where the farmhouse clusters are currently within the town. So they're, mostly on the border edges of the town, the rural and transitional residential zoning districts. Any questions?
Any questions? Commissioner Hines, you're on a roll today.
Trying to get my money's worth
I only have
of
4
this
more
job.
months to give you a hard time. So.
One question, thank you for that. If the subdivision that's existing currently has CC&Rs, deed restriction, or that says it has to be behind the plane of the rear of the home, this would not supersede those
No.
covenants?
No.
Okay.
That's
Thank you.
correct.
Any other questions? Okay, close that public hearing.
Thank you.
That's pretty easy. All right. All right. We'll go to other business. 9A is consider adopting resolution to approve the exchange agreement with Bowman Acquisition, LLC, whereby the town is exchanging parcel 01908108 and number 01908109 for a portion of parcel ID 01908137A and 01908137B. Ms. Sloop?
Yeah, so you have before you a proposed exchange agreement. Mr. Bowman is proposing to swap 0.3 or approximately 0.83 acres of town-owned property for approximately 0.83 acres of property that he has purchased. The property that he is proposing to exchange with the town is to the east of the Delwood Center property. Both of the proposed swapped lands are of equal value in that they are both valued at $50,000. I'm happy to answer any other questions that you might have about the proposed land swap agreement.
Yeah, just let me make a comment first. It's very rare that when you come with any type of situation that not only is it a win-win, but it's a win-win-win-win, in my opinion. First of all, the town unanimously supported last year the study to hopefully ensure the historical nature of the Delwood Center as it stands. I do note that there's another similar school that is currently now being moved in order to preserve it to the Charlotte Museum of History, which I think is great. But I think it's a win, obviously, for the developer to get access to another road entrance to their development. Also, I think it's great for the Delwood Center. It gives a buffer to the adjacent building from any future development. I think it's great for the neighborhood in that it gives more connectivity, sidewalks, a way of getting from Delwood to Central safely on sidewalks, which is something the community's been asking for. And then ultimately, it could be a win for the town as well, because it will unlock potentially, possibly 4 lots that the town, at its discretion, could use for either a Habitat home or maybe a police officer's home or something like that, which could be worked out. And I know that Mr. Bowman is here, and if that's the case, he said he would commit to grading and clearing the lot as he's doing his construction over there, correct?
Nate Bowman, 205 South Church Street. That is correct.
Okay. All right. And so I think it's a great thing for everybody all around. So, Commissioner Munger, did I steal your thunder?
You killed one of my questions, but I'm glad we got that one on the record, so we're good. My other question is, if we do not approve this swap, then the developer will not connect to Delwood, and if, hypothetically, at some future point, we want to see the lots that the mayor mentioned, developed by Habitat, Hope House, or some other entity, we would then need to pave out that road connection using taxpayer dollars to ensure that those lots are on a street front. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Thank you.
Okay. Commissioner Boone? Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to approve the exchange agreement with Bowman Acquisition LLC, whereby the town is exchanging parcels ID 019081108 and parcel 019081109 for a portion of parcel ID 1908137A and 019081337B.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Munger? Any further discussion?
Yes, I will be
Yes.
opposing this because the thing is, none of us live in this area. However, the leaders of the North Mecklenburg Communities United sent an email and when they about this project, and they said, we expect the board to respect our community's history by not giving away our historic public properties to private developers. We expect our town board to foster economic opportunities and attainable housing for all of Huntersville's residents. We expect the town board to treat all communities equitably. I verified with the leaders, including Ms. Verona Wynn and Ms. Janelle Harris, that they still do not approve of this. They do not want it, and I feel like they should be heard because they're the ones who live in this community. And I think it's unfortunate that we are putting a developer above the people who live in the community, and that's all I have to say.
Okay. Commissioner Munger?
Yeah, quick question for the applicant. Who did you buy this property from?
We haven't closed on it yet, but the gentleman that owns it, Vallejo Village LLC, bought a lot of the property from the Wynn sisters. We did buy one of the parcels recently that will make this up from two of the Wynn sisters.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions, comments? All right. All those in favor? All those opposed? That passes 4-1. All right. Thank you. Next is 9B, adopt a resolution to acquire property for the construction of a new fire station. Ms. Sloop?
Yes, I'm happy to answer any questions about the resolution, but in order to move forward, we would need board action authorizing the town manager to move forward with negotiations to purchase the property. It's approximately 6.4 acres, and again, happy to answer any questions that you may have.
So,
You want to say where it is?
Yes, it's 8114 Oliver Hager, correct, Anthony?
Did you say Oliver Hager?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, hold on, I'm gonna grab it myself.
Did you have a question?
yeah, Ms. Loop, so my understanding is for a period of time, nobody's been able to locate any heirs. It's in probate, is that correct?
So the probate, the estate is still open because of the fact that she died intestate and they had to engage a forensic genealogist to determine the heirs. And so the probate, the file is indicative of several potential heirs. So we have been in contact with them about potentially purchasing the property.
Okay, so all we're approving here is if you're going to continue negotiations, you purchase it outright, fantastic. If not, it gives you all the authority, if, I guess.
It gives Anthony the authority to move forward with condemnation for the purpose of getting the land for a fire station.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Any other questions? Motion?
I'm used to everyone else doing motions. This is weird. I will make a motion to adopt a resolution to acquire property for the construction of a new fire station.
Second.
Okay, Commissioner Bales. Any further discussion? All those in favor of the motion? All right, that motion passes 5-0.
Motion to approve consent agenda?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? All right. Any closing comments?
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
I'm not finished. I don't know if anybody else has a plane to catch. Do join us on August 16th, because it'll be a long one. But thank you all for coming tonight. Now.
Motion to adjourn, Mr. Mayor?
Second.
All right, all those in favor? All right. Have a good evening.
Record time.
Yeah, I got my little